Okay, and we are live. Hello, welcome to my very first live stream on the channel. Today is 28th of November and tomorrow is Black Friday, so many great offers available worldwide. So I'm here to answer all of the questions you guys might have about TVs. And in the meantime, I can refer to some questions I got already from you, from Facebook page, from YouTube, etc. But at any moment, just write your comment. I'll highlight those comments and then I'll give my opinion, uh, what I think is the best for you. All right. So, right, let's see if the sound is fine, everything is okay. 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 All right. So I see some people joined already. Hi. Um, if you have any question about getting a TV, you're unsure which model to pick, just write it down in the comment section and then I'll put it on the screen. Till then, so my recommendation is that you check reviews from relevant websites. Are things they are doing an amazing job testing so many different TVs. They have those great lists of recommended models. And then there are also different websites you can check. So HDV Test, Vincent, also doing an amazing job, but he's more focused on high-end models. AV Forums, AVS Forum, Digital Trends, and so on. I also have some reviews published. Of course, the number of reviews I'm publishing is not as big as other creators. But still, my focus is mainly on mainstream models, so TVs many people buy, and often, there are so many different models or same model available under different model number. For example, very popular TCL's mini LED from last year, model C805. Only in Croatia, it's available in different designations, different numbers, C809, 803, and so on. But just before this live stream, I also got one question about QM8 model, which also seems to be the same model. So definitely, I recommend that you check, that you use website, which I'll put here at banner. So displayspecifications.com. There you will find the search column, search place, and then you can write the model number, and you will get information which are usually not available on manufacturer's website when you check their specifications. So if you're wondering what's the panel type, what's the maximum refresh rate, and so on, definitely check that website. They also have a comparison tool, so you can add different models and then side by side check uh, well, everything from display viewing angles, specified brightness, refresh rate, up to dimensions, weight, and so on, and also which processor is inside. And well, I would say more than 90% of the time they are accurate. So definitely a good resource for you to consider when buying a new TV. Okay, let me see next which question we have, if there are no new questions till now. Okay. Okay, so one question related to Philips Series 8000. So the TV which so I'll write model number. So Philips, it was 43 POS 8079 2024 TV. So the question is, so does the TV work quickly? YouTube and HBO Max specifically. Thanks. So actually, the screen I have in front of me is that TV. So I decided to put it on this table, and when I'm working, instead of a monitor, I'm using this for that purpose. And maybe for this distance of, what is that, 50 centimeters, a bit too big, but actually I got used to it quite quickly. Maybe 40 inches would be better for this typical monitor usage. But anyway, back to the question. So all the streaming services on that TV with Titan OS worked smoothly. This specific model doesn't have motion interpolation, so soap opera effect. But yeah, no issues. TV works quickly. There were some small hiccups, small issues. For example, search doesn't search for apps, but with a latest software update, they actually corrected that. So they are working on it. And today I saw there is another software update, but I didn't install it yet. I will install it in coming days and then see if something more is improved. But this Philips TV I published shorts is comes with this really uh, plastic remote, yet it's got this backlight for as alternative functions for some buttons, and there is this ambilight button which lights up as well. And yeah, I can remove those foils. But yeah, actually feels quite good in the hand, and I don't know what you guys think about this. Buttons to video on demand services, but I always like to have at least one custom button. Specifically, yeah, you asked about Max service. So if you're often using that service, then those buttons don't mean much to you. So in that aspect, LG TVs offered the most because their numerical keyboard is also offering alternative function that you can put any shortcut you want. And on Hisense TVs, you will get one custom button, which together with all those buttons which are already on the remote is I think sufficient. And you can put certain HDMI input or certain app you like. So yeah, quite good option. I'm actually often using those shortcuts. I don't know what's your opinion about it, but definitely I think that customization in for the interface and the remote is good to be implemented. Okay, if we don't have comments right now or questions, let's see. Yeah, another question was actually in Croatian, but it goes C745. So TCL C745 versus C809. Okay, that's 805. 755. Does it worth extra 150 euros? Okay, so that's another question. Okay, so here we have TCL TVs from last year's lineup with Google TV platform. C745 is using full array local dimming, while C809 has full array local dimming but more sophisticated by using mini LED backlight. Both are using quantum dot technology, and C809, 805 is somewhat brighter. But does it worth? Is it worth extra 150 euros? That's a good question. It depends. If you're mainly watching movies in dark room, very dark, then those extra dimming zones would be of some benefit. Uh, if you're watching during daytime and then in the evening with some lighting, then it's not that big of a difference. Both models have this global dimming, so in dark scenes, like, okay, I'm using subtitles as example at the end credits, when there is little text on the screen, everything else is black, then those bright objects, letters will dim down a bit. And that you can see also when watching movies and so on, that the screen might turn darker a bit. Some people see this as distracting. For me, it's kind of distracting, not that much. If I'm focused on the content, it won't bother me, but it's important to highlight. I think that manufacturers should add option for you to preserve and maintain same brightness even when local dimming is turned on. And you want to keep it turned on. After all, you paid extra to have this feature in the TV. So does it worth extra 150 euros? I would say yes, for nighttime watching, and if you're buying a big screen, 65-inch or bigger, then yes, then uh, it will further improve contrast and also HDR experience. All right, then let's see. Yeah, one interesting question I got 2 days ago. It was, let's see if I can paste this entire comment. Oh, it's more than, yeah, yeah. Okay, maybe. Okay, yeah, I can add this one. It's about Samsung's OLED, QD OLED from last year. So I calibrated my S90C from last year, but after update in October this year, my colors became soft, lifeless, and low black levels, which I suspect Samsung does on purpose. And he wrote also, buy any Samsung at your own risk. It may not last long. Mine had just over a year before Samsung ruined my TV. Right. So yeah, that's something I find unlikely. Could be something that happened, something wrong during the software update. What I would recommend is that you do a factory reset, see if that would change anything. But clearly that companies want you to buy a new TV every year. But to do this on their almost top model of the year, only after 1 year, that's highly unlikely. I think that our things would pick up this, if because they're doing those long-term tests. And I had some TVs for a longer period and I haven't noticed that. So I would like to get more details on this. uh, I think it's an isolated case, or an update went wrong. So maybe if you wait for another update, uh, situation might get better. Okay, we have one comment from Shekhar. Hello, Shekhar. Question is TCL or Samsung QLEDs? All right, so TCL or Samsung QLEDs. So yeah, in terms of picture quality, in terms of dimming zones and so on, if you choose those accurate picture modes, they are on the same level. Uh, but looking at overall experience, Tizen platform versus Google TV, uh, I would lean more towards TCL, simply because uh, Google TV does offer more flexibility and works quite well. With Tizen, we also see that next year seems that Samsung is switching to another platform completely. So from that standpoint, uh, yeah, uh, definitely, I don't know what the future will be and how many updates Tizen will get in the future. Uh, Also, another point, if you're maybe streaming content from your network server, I noticed this on the Frame TV I tested beginning of this year and on S95D. You can no longer access your network attached storage. And there I have videos, music, photos. It's more practical than plugging USB and playing that content. Uh, on on Google TVs, you can install apps such as Kodi or VLC Player, and you can access all those resources. In addition to this, yes, TCL supports Dolby Vision, so you're getting this great HDR format when streaming, for example, from Netflix. So overall, yes, I would say I would pick TCL. If you have questions about specific models, I can also suggest something. And if there are no new comments, let's see. What's your favorite TV of all time? By Juggernaut. Okay. My favorite TV. Okay. That's a good question. Yeah, didn't think about it. It's well, maybe 10 years ago, I tested one Philips TV. It was 46-inch Series 9 with that moth eye filter that really gave matte screen, really avoided reflections. And I remember I was quite impressed with that TV. Somehow, after calibration, colors were just right, processing, everything was really, really good. But what's your favorite TV? Actually, uh, it would be one of OLED TVs. You know, I'm not so concerned. Is it quantum dot OLED or WOLED, white OLED? Basically, I would say, 77-inch OLED would be great for me. Yeah. I don't know. What's your favorite TV? Do you have something like that? Let me know in the comments. Okay, next question from Wobble108. Hello. So, you're between 42-inch LG C4 OLED and Samsung's QN, which is mini LED from Samsung. I have bright room during daytime. Viewing angles are important to me, as are upscaling of low quality content. Well, simply when you said okay, I have bright room during daytime. Clearly, their benefit would be to go with mini LED. They are brighter. Uh, But if viewing angles are important, then go with OLED. Upscaling, it will be really good on both. Uh, yeah, I would pick here C4 OLED. And speaking of C4, I got many questions. So when will I review it? I will arrange something for sure. So there will be a review and picture settings and so on. Uh, but probably I'll start testing in December and have review and other content next year, early next year. Okay, next question from Dank. LG QNET 87 or TCL 805K? So I tested LG QNET 86, and if you saw the review, I was quite disappointed that it, even though it's local dimming supported, it only has 6 dimming zones versus TCL, which is mini LED. So definitely I would pick here TCL. And you can also check what, for example, Samsung has their models with full array local dimming. But I think in terms of price, TCL will win. And one more comment, definitely if you're afraid of, don't be afraid of buying TVs from last year's lineup, because this year mainstream nothing really changed. So I tested this TCL C645. It's basically the same experience, you know. Of course, when you do the measurements, you see some changes and so on. Uh, uh, but definitely every TV needs to be checked if it's color accurate. From unit to unit, there are some variations. Uh, so in that aspect, nothing changed this year. So you can save a lot, and yeah, buy last year's. But of course, if it's something that was working inside the store, especially OLEDs, I would be very careful. I was at one client who bought LG's OLED, which was working in the store, and when he came, it was really a mess. The picture was really the burn-in was present on the entire screen. So definitely stay away from used OLEDs, or at least do, if you're able, do some check before making the purchase. Okay, Juggernaut, your favorite TV is Samsung's QN90A Mini LED. I like it even better than my Samsung S90D. All right, nice. And is this QN90A, which screen size is that? But yeah, I mean, Samsung in high end, if it's, adjusted properly, it's great picture. You can enjoy content for sure. Okay, we have another question while we wait for your answer from Predrag Dupalo. And did you have any experience with Philips Mini LED? Unfortunately, no. With Philips Mini LEDs, not. Uh, Maybe you noticed that I'm not testing Philips TVs so often anymore. It's because I'm buying them in order to test them. So with some companies, you are able to negotiate something to get a sample, and with some that's not the case. So yeah, I can take a look what's the price of that TV. I mean, I would like to at least give it a go. Check it out. All right, 55-inch is currently going for 800 euros. Okay, that's comparable to let's see. Yeah, that's maybe, what would that be on Samsung's lineup, Q80D or something like that. Q80D is 700 euros. Yeah, so similar to that. And so this is last year's model. Let me just quickly see some basic specs about it. 55 PML 9008. Okay, so it's 40 to 120 hertz refresh rate, so VRR supported. Panel is probably VA. What does it say about brightness? 1000 nits peak brightness, Dolby Vision supported. Dimming zones, micro dimming premium. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, and P5 picture processor. I'll take a note, and then if there will be some good deal, I can consider that model for testing. And let me just see what's which platform it's using. Is it Safi? No. Smart TV. Let's see. It's new Philips Smart TV platform. Okay, that's basically the same as Titan OS this year. Okay, I mean, if everything else is okay, then you can always install external Android TV platform like Xiaomi My TV or My TV Box, and then play the content. All right. Okay, so Juggernaut, you bought 75-inch Q90A. Yeah, these are nice screen sizes for sure. Are you in USA or Canada? I'm in Croatia, so on the other side of the ocean. But happy Thanksgiving to all who are celebrating it. Big difference in pricing. Canadians gets okay. Yeah. Well, you know, situation is, for example, in Croatia, prices went up of everything, of groceries, of everything. But TVs are still quite affordable. You can get big screen for yeah, ridiculous amount of money with local dimming, really good deals. Uh, yeah, just for you to get a sense, in our local Kaufland store, there was 65-inch Google TV, Ultra HD 4K for 370 euros. You know, if the TV was smaller, I would I would buy it and just to test it. Later on, I can sell it. Uh, but when you consider prices of everything else, TVs are still good. Lord Zeramus, let's see. Hi, Darko. Hello. I know the consensus belief that high-end Sony and LG OLED have the best processors for upscaling, but in your experience, is Samsung's processor that much worse at upscaling? S90D. No, it's not that much worse. So even though I'm not testing Sony TVs, sometimes I go to clients to calibrate their TVs, and quite often these are Sony TVs. And then we play some content at the end to evaluate picture, from lower resolutions to high. I cannot really say that I see that much of a difference, compared to what Samsung or other brands are doing. I mean, those well-known brands, you know. So no. If you're considering S90D, it's a great TV. Just follow advices from my channel or from our things. When you buy it, what to do, how to adjust picture, and I think you will be quite happy. TVs also today have those AI functions, but really I haven't seen real benefit of it. Maybe those AI brightness functions which will raise black levels that you see details if you're watching HDR content in very bright environment. But other than that, I'm not a believer of AI at the moment. I mean, since it started to get introduced in the TVs, somehow not yet really. Not to the level or flexibility I would like it to have. Okay, comparison to prices, Q6 98-inch. Yeah, that's quite a big difference. Yeah, that's I don't know. Yeah, here in Europe, I don't think we have that big difference for the same model. Even though with TCL, I don't know if that's the case only for TCL or you saw that for other brands as well, because TCL sometimes also has unrealistically high price. Yeah, so don't know what's going on. Okay, good. So thank you all for questions so far. Let's see some more questions. Let's wait for them, and then let's see. How much is TCL 98-inch Q6 in euros or pounds? I don't know what would be alternative in Europe for, but let's see TCL 98. Which models I will see here. Mm, so let's see this TCL Q6. What's that model? Q6 class. Q6 class, Google TV, Fire TV. Okay, let's go with Google TV. What does it have? It's quantum dot, high brightness plus, Dolby Atmos. Let's see if specifications are as detailed as on European website. Okay, so this one is 60 Hertz panel. So that would then compare it to, has to be TCQ6 because older 90 are 60 Hertz. So there is, let me see, Q6 class. Yeah, I would need to see how does that one compare. Yeah, 120 Hertz. Okay. So this one is 1500 euros. But does it have local dimming? Local dimming or dimming? Just no. So then maybe we would compare it in Europe to, let's see if we have C645. Not really. 645. 98. 98. I'm not seeing it. But prices of 98-inch TCL TVs to be 120 Hertz or more. P745. Okay, last year's P745 is 1700 euros. So then, yeah, that would be closer to the US price if these are the same. Yeah. Let's see. One more question. Dunk. How big is the difference between TCL? Yeah, I think we had similar question. Well, it's not a big difference. Both have local dimming. Maybe on smallest screen sizes, some functions are not available, but 55-inch and bigger, you will get more precise local dimming and slightly brighter picture on 805. So for nighttime watching, or if you want better HDR experience, somewhat better, not a big difference, then go with 805. But if there is a significant price difference in your country, then go with C745. It's still quite good. Okay, so let's see. Question from Haris. You unboxed Hisense, yeah, 10 days ago. Can you give short, honest opinion? Is it worth 280 euros? Yes, I did unboxing, but I didn't manage to do picture processing tests and to put my colorimeter on it. I was just playing some content and basically it was working fine, no issues with playback. But I would like to see color accuracy and uniformity. Is it good or still there are issues like I saw last year? So for now, yeah, it seems to be worth this amount of money. And yeah, just quickly, let's see if we have some alternative in the 43-inch world. Uh, okay, so yeah, TCL 65 series is 320, so 40 euros more. But Hisense, yeah, that one, yeah, let me quickly see. Something, yeah, so it's quantum dot, yeah, 60 hertz. And for example, what is the price of Samsung Q60D right now? It's 380 euros. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I'm also thinking about this Philips TV, which is in front of me, which is 43-inch versus Hisense, but uh, yeah. I think you get more options, more apps, and overall, Vida OS is offering more. So yeah, in short, I would say yes, it's worth this amount of money. And yeah, I mean, price probably won't go up. So if you can wait a bit till I publish the review in December, that would then be good. But as I said, from what I saw, I don't think it's a bad choice. Kivantsli, okay, hi. Do you think the upcoming C5, G5 will have enough upgrades to wait for them to come out somewhere in March, or go with C4, G4 now with a good Black Friday deal? Well, actually, yeah, to buy this year's models, it's best to do somewhere at that time frame when new models are coming out, because then retailers are, they want to clean their shelves and sell them, so the prices are even lower than they are right now. So if you could wait until Artings or Vincent from HTV tests C5 or G5, then uh, then that would be good. And then you can see, okay, maybe C4 or G4 are good enough, but uh, yeah, right now if you see some really good Black Friday deal, then go with it, especially G4. I don't think there will be that big improvements next year. Ersan, hi. Okay, so this is between TCL C745 and TCL 845. Um, well, 845 is more advanced mini LED. I think it's got 2000 nits peak brightness, so it can display HDR content much better than C745. So definitely, if your budget allows, go with C805. You know, let me see. For example, 845. Yeah, we see it at 800 euros in one shop, and 55C745 not even available here. Yeah, but yeah, I would say also take a look at what's the price of C805 or 803, 807, 809. So because then you would have mini LED, more precise local dimming. And in terms of brightness, yes, it's not as bright as C805, but still it will display good HDR content and good contrast image. Okay. Okay, so now quickly I would switch to one section, and it's a few advices when you actually buy the TV, when you receive it. So a little checklist for you when you receive the TV. So tip number one, unbox the TV as soon as possible. I'll give you one example. A friend of mine bought a TV, but he had to go somewhere for 2 weeks. He came back, he started unboxing, he noticed that the bezel is damaged, and then I think either the screen was broken or didn't work at all. Anyway, he had quite a big issue because we have 2 weeks, time frame under which you can easily exchange the screen and so on, exchange the TV. So that took him, I think, several months to solve, because then they said it was your fault, you damaged, and so on, and he didn't have any photos. Which brings me to the second. So unbox the TV as soon as you receive it and inspect it. Another tip is take photos or record a video of the unboxing. Today we all have those little devices. Uh, you don't need to do unboxing like I'm doing, but just take photos or videos so that in case something is not right, you will have arguments that you handled the TV well and that the issue was already when you received it. The next tip is that you check all features of the TV once you receive it. Check digital broadcasting, check if all HDMI ports are working, Bluetooth, Wi-Fi. If you connect to the TV with Ethernet cable, check Wi-Fi anyhow, and vice versa. Why? Because maybe in several years you will be selling that TV, and then if something is not working, you might not get the price you want, and you might have additional discussions which you don't need. So better to check it when you receive it. Really go through all options, connect your phone, send content, and see if everything is working fine. And finally, what I see a lot, people buy the TV and then what to do with this big box? Throw it out. Keep it at least 1 month. Most issues will occur in these first weeks of usage. So at least 1 month, keep it somewhere. So if you need to return it, it will be much, much easier. So all these tips are basically for you to make your life easier, because TVs, especially these days, are big, and any transportation is not a pleasant work. Let's see if we have more questions from the audience. Okay, we have 14 people. Nice. Yeah. Actually, I wasn't advertising this live session a lot because I wasn't sure if I'll be able to do it, but yeah, somehow I did manage to arrange the environment to look decent enough. Uh, so let's see. Another question. Best settings for S90D. I have them on the channel already published. All right. So S95D and S90D settings video is already available. So check the video. I published it end of August. Yeah. HDR game mode. Uh, if that's related to S90D, well, enable game mode, and then you will have under the list in the game menu, you will have those different picture modes. You can go with original, which will give you the most accurate colors without doing the actual calibration. And if you stick with standard picture mode in within game mode, then make sure that color temperature is set to warm 2 and basically copy everything as it is in movie mode. Have you ever met Winston from HTV Test in your line of work? Yes, I met him once at IFA in Berlin. Yes, and he's a really great guy. What can I say? Really funny, like he's in his videos. He is in real life as well. Really amazing guy. When going to new TV presentations or conferences, okay, yeah, I only met him once. I'm not traveling so often, but yeah, I had this one opportunity to meet him and also uh, some other colleagues. Yeah, John Archer, and I met guys from AB forums. Is AGIG or HDR10 better? AGIG or HDR10 plus better? Uh, well, for gaming, if game supports it, I usually when I'm playing games, I switch to AGIG. HDR10 plus is HDR10 plus is standard for HDR content, so uh, it's good, but Dolby Vision, from what I saw, always has better image. Yeah, and some TVs like this TCL I recently tested has issues displaying HDR10 plus content at 10,000 nits. With Dolby Vision, no such issues. Okay, my Samsung, when watching, say UK column online, shuts down the screen after 5 minutes. No matter what I turn off, I cannot alter the setting Q90. Okay, online. This UK column is this. What's that? What's that? Streaming service or what exactly? But yeah, that should not be happening. And if you tried all settings, picture modes, if you reset the smart TV platform, then yeah, maybe you should turn off the TV, unplug it from power, wait a few moments, plug it back, and check if something would change. If not, then do factory reset. You know, uh, let's see, a political chat show. Nothing works, but is it an app which you installed, or you're watching that through the web browser? Yeah, I know it's yeah, resetting TV, it's not so easy, yeah. But yeah, Not many things you can do. There are also maybe check if there is. Oh, okay, we have web browser. Also, there are those functions which will clear cache and optimize memory. Check also. I think it's in the last option in the settings menu somewhere there. TV care option. So run that as well. Maybe it will help. Okay, my game genre setting to change to movie mode is not there when in HDR. Yeah, you should use original or standard. Okay, standard will have separate settings in game mode if you're in SDR and HDR, and original, I think it's keeping some same settings whether it's SDR or HDR. So you won't see movie mode in the game genre section. But basically you can use original. It will it will be good enough, yeah. Okay, I'll take a look at that show. Thanks for the suggestion. Okay. Okay, so uh do we have something more? If not, yeah, you can maybe recommend some good movie or TV show you watched. What's like something really good you saw this year that you would recommend? I already got this recommendation for this political show, but maybe something something else, something, some sci-fi or comedy, something. Yeah, why not? If you have something, let me know. So yeah, if I can share, my favorite show this year was Ripley on Netflix. It was really a picture quality and black and white format, and yeah, it was really fun to watch. Really enjoyed it. Yeah, what the main character is doing is not so good, but but a lot of static scenes, great resolution. It's great to enjoy picture on the big screen. Really great content. Yeah, one more comment. Questions. So, question like this, when I see this, anyone got a good calibration for the sports mode, mainly for watching football? Uh, I would still use movie or filmmaker mode, but for watching sports, you can boost brightness. You can adjust gamma to make the image brighter. So still, whether it's TV show or a live stream or you're watching some talk show or sports, same standard is being followed. So if you want accurate colors, accurate skin tones, go with those picture modes. Okay. You can do Samsung TV Plus. Okay, I'm looking which comments would be, of use to broader audience. Let's see if we have something more. Assertion about, okay. Okay. Let's see. One question I got on Facebook. It was Best Buy TV on for under for 800 Netflix. Okay, so let's see, what do we have? Okay, so when I get a question like this, Best Buy TV for 800 euros, which screen size? That's my second question. Uh, let's say that that person is looking at 55 inch. So for 55, uh, and then also, is gaming important? Will you use this screen as a monitor? In which environments would you watch it, during daytime, nighttime, and so on? But basically, most people are happy with VA panels, which have narrow viewing angles, but still you get good contrast of the image, good native contrast. And then so many people are asking me about Android TV platform. Oh, I want TV where I will get Kodi app. All right, so is really, I understand flexibility Kodi app offers, but really focus should be on maximizing the picture quality and options, and then uh, Kodi and other apps you can install, you can bring through external devices. Here for 800 euros, let's see. Yeah, uh, 800 euros. Yeah, definitely. Definitely, it's the Chinese brands which this year are among the best buys. That's clear. So here we could talk about Hisense U7 NQ, their ULED series with mini LED technology. Uh, TCL models. So let's see, for example, 55 C8 765, if we have it, or last year's 805. Yeah, they are well below 800 euros. And then if you prefer Samsung what would that be? QN 85D maybe. Yeah, that one is also below 800 euros. So then take a look at the operating system, availability of apps, remote control, and then make your decision. Uh, 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 um, okay. Yeah. Also, there was this question, which operating system I prefer. So, yeah, considering remote and everything, still WebOS has a position very on top of that list. Uh, Simply because of usability. When you have that pointer on the screen and you can jump to certain time in the movie or TV show on streaming or via media player, that's really, really practical. Plus those shortcuts you have, also good option. So you don't need to rely only on those buttons which are on the remotes, but you have those custom buttons, and then you can, yeah, more easily jump to any app you want. Also, ability to go back to the previous app you used, it's also good. And WebOS still has this well implemented. Even though I'm not a fan of their full screen platform, it's too much data on one screen. And just to give you one example, I went to a client, elderly guy. He bought Sony TV with Android platform. Why? Because it's a Sony, and he could not figure out how to connect the TV to the internet. So I showed him how to do that, and yeah, he was going through the instructions, and he could not believe how complicated the TV is. And he said, "My previous Sony was not like that." Anyway, while I was there, and that's a funny story, I noticed that of course he didn't touch picture settings, and he kept the TV in standard mode, whichever was default, with not accurate colors. So I told him it's better to use cinema mode and so on, and he was fine with that. And I went out of his apartment, and 10 minutes later he called me and he said, my wife saw the picture and she hates it. Please come back and return it to how it was. And I said, but now you have accurate colors, like as the content is being made, like that's accurate skin tones. No, please come and just return it. I don't know how to do it. So I went back, and yeah, there was his wife. She didn't even look at me. She thought I did some, I don't know what I did on the TV, but anyway, I returned it to default mode. I tried once again to reason with them, but it didn't work. So that was one occasion, yeah, that was that really stayed in my memory. Okay, yeah, now, yeah, we are already live 1 hour. So yeah, I was not alone. So thank you all for coming. Really great. Maybe before I finish, just that I give you like 10 tips, like a summary. So last year's TV is still very attractive this year. Still the same tips. So don't be afraid to buy last year's models, but just be careful with OLED TVs. You want them factory sealed and not something that was working inside the store. Screen size does matter, that's true. So yeah, if you can fit bigger screen size, it really makes a difference. Especially, with higher end TVs like 55-inch versus 65-inch, it's a big difference. It's a big difference. Refresh rate, yeah, definitely check those relevant sources. If you're into sports, make sure TV supports 120 or 144 hertz for more details in motion. And though this is still not anymore the case as much, but manufacturers tend to over exaggerate those figures. So go to displayspecifications.com, check what they wrote, and also double check that if the review of that model is available. Uh, yeah, in terms of resolution today, it's quite clear. Basically, all TVs are Ultra HD 4K, 8K, not worth it. Still, not enough content. Uh, so, yeah, in terms of resolution here, you don't you don't have a choice. Uh, yeah, and in terms of color accuracy, uh, whichever TV you buy, you will need to enter picture mode at least once. So when you buy it, just switch it to movie or filmmaker mode, and if you don't want to fiddle around with settings, just leave it like that. But it's always good also to check motion options, because so many people say, yeah, I bought a new TV, but movies are like faster than they used to be. Yeah, because you have soap opera effect. but if you go through settings, you won't see soap opera effect listed anywhere, unfortunately. So that's why, yeah, check my picture settings videos, check recommended settings also. I think flat panels HDs, publishing them, artthings.com, definitely great resource. And yeah, happy shopping and good luck. I hope the TV you choose will work perfectly from the first day for many years ahead. Let me just see if there are more questions. Does ATSC 3.0 matter in Europe, or is it something special for United States only? From what I know, it's for US only. We have this DVB, digital video broadcast, T2 standard across Europe. So yeah, in Europe it doesn't matter. All right. So I'll see if there are any more questions. Yeah, let's see if any of you has any questions, and I'll also see. What TV do you use personally, if I may ask? Sure. So in front of me right now is this Philips 8000 series, which I published review. So basically, I buy those affordable TVs mainstream, which I can, and then use them for a couple of months, and then I sell them. And in my living room right now is TCL 745, which I still have for this longer period of testing to follow software updates. So maybe if you guys are interested, I can make like a updated review 1 year later. What's my experience? But basically, I would say, yeah, I can say it's the same as what I published in the review. So uh, from time to time, Google TV platforms, but I think that's the case for other platforms as well. You need to unplug from power and plug it back just to get it refreshed. And yeah, if things are not working fine, then do a factory reset. That's unfortunately the time we live in. What for me would be interesting, I will see if I can get some LG TV for long-term testing because of this WebOS Renew system. So they said next 5 years we will be getting updates. So it will be interesting to follow that as well. And yeah, yeah. So one TV as a monitor, another one in the living room. So nothing fancy at the moment. Let's see in the future, maybe something more high end. I would like to have an OLED TV. Whenever I'm testing them, I am always amazed on the contrast, viewing angles, and how HDR really looks how it should be. You know, pixel precise. By the way, do you think is it worth to get Panasonic Z95 when compared to G4, for example? The Panasonic TVs are very expensive in Europe, true? Yeah, it's crazy. I think it's not worth it. And I saw Vincent's HTV shootout. He did what beginning of this month. So Panasonic really scored quite lower than competitors. I don't know what's the case there. It's a great TV, definitely, and you know, when comparing high-end models, you are really looking at subtle differences, and yeah, it's not easy to judge. But if you put it in the living room, whichever of those TVs, you will be happy with it. Then would there be much difference between C4 and 40? I have fixed viewing of 5 to 6 feet. Okay, let me see. So that's what, 1.5 to 2 meters. Well, if you can fit 48-inch, I would go with bigger, definitely. Yeah. And what's the price difference of those 43 C4? 42 C4 is in Croatia, 870 euros. So 870 versus 960. So what's that? 90 euros difference. Yeah, definitely. Go with 40, 48. For that viewing distance, yes. If it's a monitor on the desk, then clearly, yeah, 42-inch better, but from this viewing distance, go with 48. Okay, is the TCL C765 a later model, the successor of TCL C805? Yes, it is. It's this year's model, and it's a successor to this TCL model. I will probably test it because I see it, as a Best Buy mini LED, and I'll compare it to Hisense. Definitely, I will need to get one Hisense ULED to compare. But in terms of tests, now that I finish E7 and Q, I plan to test LG C4 OLED, and then I'll see which TVs to get. Some of you ask about E7 and Q Pro to compare to TCL C645 Pro because they are direct competitors. But I'll see. I'll see how much time I will have. That's the commodity and yeah, quite limited resource, I think, for all of us. Okay. Let's see what else we have. Panasonic. All right, guys. I think I went through all of your questions. So if there's nothing more, yeah, thank you very much for joining this live session. Let me know, yeah, in the comments if you would like that I do this more often, maybe once every 1 or 2 months, that we do it like that. Uh, you should do a live stream with Tech with KG or Stop the FOMO if you get a chance. Not much representation from Europe in the yeah, that's true. Sure, let's see. Let's see. I'm also open for collaboration. So thanks for this recommendation. It's true that from Europe, yeah, Vincent is our number one, but from EU we're not so often represented in those discussions and shootouts. Yeah, TV shootouts. That would be fun to go. Wagner, hi. I do like your job on calibration, but I don't know how to do it. Can you help me? I have Sony XF9005, but I didn't find its settings on your playlist. Thanks a lot. Well, XF905. So do you have a calibration equipment, or you would just like recommended settings for you to apply on your model? Because, there's also a third option that you hire a calibrator, but that's a bit of a gray zone because, nobody knows how good certain calibrator is unless he's doing reviews, unless he's present in online media. Uh, and then to buy equipment and to learn the software. So Kalman, which I'm using, is easy to use, but there are so many details which you simply learn by testing and calibrating many TVs and spending a lot of hours. So if you have a calibrator that you can trust nearby, you know, it could be a worthy option. But you can come to 70 or 80% if you just copy recommended settings, if you choose correct picture mode and so on. So I don't know, this Sony XF9005, if Artings tested it, maybe you can, yeah, go to Artings website and see some of Sony TVs if they published settings. I see they have it for X900F. And yeah, follow their guidelines. They're really detailed, and yeah, I think you will get a lot just by doing that. You can also try their white balance settings. And then when you apply white balance settings, place some black and white content and see if all the shades are uniform, or you will see certain shades looking more warm, like with more red, or some with more green. Then it means that white is not balanced properly. So I would say maybe then reset uh, white balance and see where you would get a better white balance, and then stick with it. Okay, guys. So with this, I would like to end this live session. Thanks so much for joining, and yeah, have a great shopping, and yeah, we continue to be in touch. You can write me comments, send me messages. I try to answer as many as I can, but yeah, I cannot promise anything. Uh, but yeah, if you, I would recommend that you write me a comment on YouTube, because that's the platform I check most often. I also get comments on my Facebook pages. I have also Creation Web Facebook page, so some people send messages there. But yeah, please use YouTube. There's the highest chance you will get the answer. Have a great evening, guys. Thanks for watching, and yeah, see you soon. Ciao.